It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Join us all winter long as we feature live San Juan and Monticello basketball. Now, without further delay, we send you courtside for tonight's action. Welcome to High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Oh, and it's on. It's on. There we go. So that was the problem.
It's high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Join us all winter long as we feature live San Juan and Monticello basketball. Now, without further delay, we send you courtside for tonight's action. Welcome to High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Not evening, but morning, and it is Rhett Sifford finally welcoming you to the UCCU Center here at Utah Valley University. A little bit trouble getting started here this morning, not getting levels, and so we do apologize for the technical difficulties. I am flying solo today. I've got Caleb Carr helping me out remotely, but unfortunately he's not here with me, and you can see how much I rely on these guys to help me out with the streaming on StreamUtah.Live and YouTube. And so, again, my apologies, but I do think we are raring to go now, and everything is functioning properly. So, again, thanks for the patience as we have gotten it underway here, and we're going to set the stage here for what should be a very fun matchup here for the San Juan Broncos in the 2A Boys State Quarterfinals. This is the first time San Juan has made it here since they won the state championship back in 2022, and so it's been 4 seasons. And they are taking on the #1 Kanab Cowboys here in the quarterfinals today, and this is a matchup that the Broncos lost both meetings in the regular season back on December 20th, 65-58, and then on January 24th, a month ago, the Broncos held Kanab to their lowest points of the season in a 41-35 final. So in that game, the Broncos played them pretty well, but were unable to pull out the win late in that one as Kanab had some distance there in the fourth quarter. So Kanab coming in as the #1 seed, and they have won 17 games in a row. When you look at this team, they are just obviously have been dominant this season. But again, the Broncos have showed they can play with them, and we'll see if they can do that here on the big stage at UVU here this morning on into the afternoon. We do welcome you in. Rhett Sifford with you here today, and we want to take a look at Kanab real quick. We've run out of a little bit of time here on the pregame just based on my fumbling efforts trying to get us on the air here today. But the leader for this Kanab team is Kyle Brown, the 6'2 senior. He's got 417 points on the season, which is an average of 19 a game. Then, of course, they've got number 23, Carson Visser, and he's averaging just over 16 points a game. And the other man in double-digit average is Tice Hill, and he's averaging 12.2 points a game. So 3 boys who are getting it done double digits-wise for Kanab. Those are the leading scorers. And this is a team that can shoot the 3 ball as well. Hill has 55. And then you've got Trey Castano, with 41 on the year. And then Brown has 26. Visser has 20. So all these guys can shoot the 3 as well. And so the Broncos will try to force that today, obviously, but they don't want Kanab to get hot from long range here today. And so Kanab, again, comes in with a 20-2 record, just 2 losses on this season. The Broncos trying to upset Kanab here in the state quarterfinals and shock the 2A Utah basketball world, if you will. And so a real quick look at Kanab. We're going to take a quick break here on the pregame show, and we will switch gears and talk about the San Juan Broncos as they look for the upset here this morning. Stick with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Guys, come on, my levels are way too hot. And folks, we welcome you back to Utah Valley University. Again, just continuing to run through some technical difficulties here and having problems getting the ads at this point. So just going to try to continue working through that. Probably going to have to receive some text from Caleb while we're on the fly here, it looks like. So we do welcome you back in. Rhett Sifford kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. At this point, we're going to have to keep it here, maybe offer some gym audio in the place of commercial breaks until we can get it figured out here live. But again, we do welcome you in as we're going to switch gears now on the pregame show and talk about the San Juan boys. And they have won 5 in a row, 8 of their last 10, 7 of their last 8. So the Broncos have been playing some pretty good basketball of late and looking to continue that here, but obviously going to have their hands full with the #1 Kanab Cowboys here in the state quarterfinals. And so let's talk about the Broncos. And actually, before we do, we did get a chance to hear from Coach Easton Nielsen just a couple minutes ago. And here's what, actually, I'm not sure if we'll be able to play this at this point since I haven't got the ads figured out. Let's see here. It looks like maybe I've got one option if I can do this real quick. I think maybe we've lost connection to our stream deck. I think maybe that will do it. And let's see if that made it happen. We'll see. Let's see if we can get the interview here with Coach Nielsen. Here's what he has to say as his team gets set to go today.
Coach, thanks for chatting with us like you have all year. Exciting time of year, obviously. You guys have been fighting to get to this point for a while. It's been a while since you've been here. This will be an exciting one here today.
Yeah, no question about it. We're dang happy to be here, but we're coming here with a purpose too. So we're expecting to come out and be competitive today. We like our matchup. We like how things look with our personnel, and we have a lot of confidence coming into this matchup that we can go make some noise.
Coach, you played these guys really well a month ago. They're #1, but you've shown that you could play with them. You held them to their fewest points of the season. What is it going to take for you today to get the upset?
Yeah, bottom line is at this point of the season, it doesn't matter who's the best. It's just about who plays the best, right? And so our goal the whole year has been go 1-0. It takes what it takes to go 1-0. And today we've got to be the better team. And none of the, from November to February, none of that really matters anymore. It's just about today and coming out, putting our best effort out there and giving ourselves the best chance to win.
What's your feeling coming in? What's the boys feeling today?
Really good, really good. I mean, these guys have been, since we walked off the floor in Kanab, these guys have been chomping at the bit at another shot at Kanab. We're completely excited to be able to come in and have another shot at them in this setting. And nothing but excitement, nothing but confidence coming into this game.
Awesome, Coach. Like you said, one game at a time, man. Go out and have a good one, man.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
And we thank Coach Easton Nielsen for visiting with us before the game and before each and all these games throughout the season. And so we want to talk about the Broncos coming in, and of course they've been led all season long by Trip Palmer. He's averaging 17.5 points per game. Jagger Neves at almost 12.5. Cole Duke almost 11. So these players have not only been consistent for San Juan all year, but they've been coming on of late as well, coming down the home stretch of the season. But they've got a lot of help. Baylor Nielsen has had an outstanding season helping out this team. He's got an average of 7.5 a game. George McNaughton, 5.5. And let's see, Cash Palmer cashing in as well. He's averaging about 4 points a game. And you can count on him for that. Not only that, but you got the big body down underneath the bucket that you need, moving people around and boxing people out. So all these things, and a lot of times you don't see on the stat sheet what some of these players contribute. And so that is a factor as the Broncos look to upset Kanab here this morning. We are going to try to take, let's see, we've got about a minute and a half left in the warm-up period. We're going to try to take a quick break. We'll see if it works. And we will return. They've already done the national anthem. I think they only do it once for the entire day. And then I think from that point on, it's just the starting lineup. So we'll return for the starting lineups in a moment. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And again, folks, it's Rhett Sifford welcoming you back to Utah Valley University. It's the site of our high school hoops matchup today on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Struggling through a system that's not working for us here right now, so we're going to have to wrestle through that for this game, and hopefully we'll have that working a little bit better for you as we continue on. But again, struggling through that right now, and we are getting the call of the starter, so I'm just going to have to move on and call it good. And hopefully it'll be a product that's listenable to here today. We are going to have the game action for you. We may have to have a little bit of gym sound instead of advertisements here in this first game, and then we'll try to get it figured out. Let me get the starters first of all, folks. So just going to call some numbers. I've got number 12. Let's see. I've got number 2 is the one we missed. Then for San Juan, we're going to have the usual suspects. Jagger Neves. Let's see, it'll be number 31, Cole Duke, 55, Trip Palmer. And George McNaughton is out there to start this one. And we're going to get our first foul of the game as McNaughton was clobbered there. Let's see, who have I missed? Baylor Nielsen, I believe, is the man. So there we go. I think we've got all the starters programmed in. And again, my apologies for the technical difficulties here today. Definitely running into a lot of those as we get underway today. And so San Juan is going to draw first blood as Jagger Neve makes the first of 2 foul shots, or maybe he missed, it looks like. He must have missed that. And I did not see who the foul was on. Let's see. I don't see a place to see where the foul is, actually, as Neves misses the first, makes the second. And so the Broncos lead 1-0, 30 seconds in to this state quarterfinal matchup. Kanab with the basketball, bouncing inside the three-point line and missing the jumper is Carson Visser. Rebound to Kanab, however, so they got an offensive rebound, and now we're going to get a foul on the floor against San Juan. And let's see if I can figure out, it's going to be Trip Palmer getting the foul. But it was a miss too, and then an offensive rebound for Kanab. And they will reset here with 30 on the shot clock now. And dribbling it inside the three-point line. Now handing back is Visser, and Kyle Brown has it. He'll put up the 3, and nothing but net for the 6'2 senior. As Kanab gains their first lead of the game, 3-1. Over on the left side for San Juan, Baylor Nielsen tries to answer with a 3, no. Rebounded by Kanab, but the Broncos steal it away. And San Juan forces the first turnover to Kanab. And Jagger Neves slows it up here in the midcourt paint. Goes to Cole Duke, gets it back. He's straight away. Now goes right side again for Duke, back up top for Neves. Left wing for Baylor Nielsen. And now Jagger Neves again. He drives through traffic, very physical, can't get the shot to go. Trip Palmer is fouled on a putback attempt. So an offensive rebound for San Juan, drawing the foul. And this will be on Carson Visser. And again, I don't see any place to see team fouls, and I'm very surprised in a facility as fancy as this one. I can't find a place where the foul numbers are up for the players. Trip Palmer hits the first of the 2 foul shots. And so it was Jagger Neves missing originally. San Juan with the offensive rebound, and the Broncos going to try to tie it here with Trip Palmer at the line. And he makes both. So make it 3-3. Kanab with the basketball. And 6:20 left in the opening quarter here in the state quarterfinals. As it'll be Trey Castino with the basketball, handing off to Brown. Brown will dribble through the paint, loses the handle, but it bounces to Castino. He'll scoop it up off the court. Drive to his left, down into the corner. Now back up top, 3 ball on the way, and draining that one is Visser. Back-to-back threes is all 6 points for Kanab. Talked about this team's long-range shooting ability. Here's Jagger Neves from straight away for 3, no. Rebounded by Kanab. And it remains 6-3 as the Cowboys throw it down court. Now up top Here is Castino, right wing. Tried to hand off to Tice Hill, but Hill was moving, and that eludes him. And that will be San Juan basketball on the turnover. So an unforced error right there by the number 1 team in the state in 2A basketball, and San Juan will be the recipients of the turnover. They've got a chance to regain the lead here, but Trip Palmer's shot was blocked. San Juan will bring the rebound down, though. So a block for Kanab, and you don't really hear that a lot with Trip Palmer shooting, but now the Broncos unfortunately lose possession on the far sideline, and that will turn it back over to Kanab. San Juan trails the number 1 Cowboys 6-3 early here in this 2A state quarterfinal matchup. We are just reaching 3 minutes in. And up top, here's Trey Castino for Kanab. Bounce it down under the bucket. There's a shot block for Trip Palmer as Latimer Glover went up for the attempt. Rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos get their first block of the game. Jagger Neves has it in the offensive end. Down into the corner for Trip Palmer. He'll look up on the wing now. Straight away for Jagger Neves. Lobs it up for Trip under the bucket. He's triple teamed under there. Had the shot blocked, and that's going to be a jump ball. So that will go in favor of Kanab. That's a couple times Trip Palmer has had his shot blocked here in this first quarter. And he's not used to seeing that, that's for sure. And so here is Kanab now working it in the offensive end. And a shot up, no good. That was from Kyle Brown, rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos will work it down into the corner. There is Baylor Nielsen with a shot up, no good. And Kanab now back into the offensive end. Here's a shot on the way for 3, and that's good for Visser. San Juan with it back in the offensive end now. Jagger Neves to the left wing, Baylor Nielsen. Back up top for Jagger. And now Trip Palmer has it on the baseline, misses the 8-foot jumper, rebounded by Kanab, and San Juan gets back. Baylor Nielsen steals the ball with an interception and forces the turnover on Kanab. Now into the corner, Trip Palmer. Good play by Baylor Nielsen right there. And now Palmer's shot off the glass is no good. Rebounded by Kanab. They'll run it down. And missing the layup try was Tice Hill. That should have been 2 points for Kanab. But instead, San Juan gets the rebound and brings it back in, trailing 9-3. There's a shot up and good from underneath from George McNaughton. McNaughton gets his first points, and the Broncos back to within 4, 9-5. 2:50 to go in the opening quarter. And now on the right wing, here's Brown for Kanab. The lead has been trimmed to 4 by San Juan, but the Broncos were falling into a little bit of a hole with these three-point baskets. There's a miss from Visser, and the rebound is knocked out of bounds on the far side. So it'll be a dead ball rebound to San Juan. And it will be Cole Duke set to inbound to Jagger Neves, and Neves will walk it across the line for San Juan with 2.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter of this 2A state quarterfinal matchup between San Juan and Kanab. And it is George McNaughton with it in the paint. He'll work it back out on the perimeter to Baylor Nielsen. Now right wing for Neves. Tries to drive in through this wall of Kanab defenders. Man, they come right to the ball and double team the ball. Neves will go up top with a lob for Trip Palmer, and he's pushed before that ball got there. That'll be a foul on Latimer Glover, and that is his second. So that was the foul I missed, and that is the third foul now on Kanab here in this quarter. And we've got a good PA announcer in here at UVU, and so that'll help me out a little bit. He at least calls the amount of fouls that the player has when they call him. So as long as I can pay attention to the ref, I can see who's getting what fouls. But I'll just say again, I'm just shocked I there's not one scoreboard in here that shows the player who's receiving the foul at the UCCU Center at UVU. Crazy. I mean, they've got this beautiful, they've got scoreboards everywhere in here. And so for San Juan, they're going to try to inbound here with 2:05 left in the first quarter. And Brig Palmer, a good job to get open under the bucket, but he's not able to get the shot to go off the glass. Rebounded by Kanab. The Cowboys run it up. And here's a wide open look for three. No good from a man off the bench for Kanab. That was Easton Gilbert missing the three. And a Kanab rebound. And the ball was forced out of bounds by San Juan. So Kanab will reset here on the baseline with 33 seconds to go. And they'll lob it all the way back out to the midcourt line for Gilbert. And he's on the left-hand dribble near the midcourt paint. He'll hand off on the reverse to Castino, who's standing where he was. And now to the left side from the wing, Tice Hill hits the three. And so it is almost all three-point baskets here for Kanab right now. And they lead, in fact, I believe it is all three-point baskets, 12-5. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned the great three-point shooting for Kanab, but San Juan's going to answer here as Cole Duke hits the Broncos' first three of the game. And they stay within 4, 12-8. Trying to upset the number one team in 2A basketball here in the state quarterfinals at UVU. The girls will be forced or facing the same feat when they face Kanab tonight at 7:30 right here. And there is Kyle Brown scoring Kanab's first two-point basket of the night as he got it underneath and was open. Now Trip Palmer will answer for San Juan, as that was a nice pass from Brig Palmer down underneath the bucket to him. As the brothers team up. And now Kanab has it back in the offensive end. Here's Brown trying to drive on Duke. He'll step back and now step in again. Not able to make the jumper, but it's rebounded by Kanab, and Trey Castino hits the three. Another offensive rebound for Kanab. They're out rebounding San Juan here in the opening quarter, 8-7 unofficially. Jagger Neves at the top of the key. Will give over here to Black. Randall Black is on for San Juan. Now a runner up through the middle of the floor for Neves. Here's Cole Duke saving it from going out of bounds to Jagger. And I don't think he got his shot away at the buzzer, but it was up. So Kanab, after one quarter of play, lead the San Juan Broncos 17-10. We will try to take a break, but I know the timing won't be correct. I think maybe we'll allow David to do that back at the studio. We'll step aside and we will return for the start of the second quarter. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Welcome back to Utah Valley University. It's the site of our high school hoops matchup on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live as the second quarter gets underway. Rhett Sifford welcoming you back. Again, we're dealing with major technical difficulties here on the stream side, so I'm having trouble getting commercials to run properly. So we're kind of circling the wagons and trying to adjust, trying to make it happen. The Broncos end up giving the ball away here. I think this was alternating possession as San Juan was unable to make a shot here. and then they battled for the rebound. So dead ball rebound to Kanab as we get underway here in this second quarter. Here's Kyle Brown spinning, missing a 10-foot jumper, and Kanab gets their own rebound. So right now Kanab is winning on the offensive boards. That's going to be a travel on Kanab as Carson Visser fell down. So a turnover against the Cowboys will give it back to San Juan, who are down 17-10 in this opening quarter. And now the Broncos have it in the offensive end. Here's a 10-foot jumper for Trip Palmer, and that's good. So the Broncos pull back to within 5, 17-12. Kanab walks it back across, and with the basketball now, Grady Anderson. He'll go left side. Now Brown gets the handoff. Drive through the paint. Double team for San Juan. They do get the block on the Brown shot, and it's rebounded by San Juan. Broncos run it up in a hurry. And now Trip Palmer tried to hand off to Jagger Neves as he was coming through. Neves was hoping that was deflected out of bounds, but that's not the case. That ball will go to Kanab. And now Kanab will score. It looks like it's going to be Easton Gilbert getting his first points. And it'll go to the free throw line now. Brig Palmer will score for San Juan. And so it remains a 5-point game after the dust settles there. 19-14. And here's a miss by Kanab, rebounded by San Juan. Broncos run it up. Brig Palmer missing the shot, rebounded by San Juan this time, and Cole Duke is fouled as he shoots from 3, so he'll go to the line to shoot 3. And that'll be Kyle Brown. Nice offensive rebound that time for San Juan.
Foul on number 2, Kyle Brown, his first. Shooting 3 shots will be Cole Duke.
And so Cole Duke is shooting the 3. Kyle Brown with the foul. He misses the first, does Duke. So the Broncos want to improve from the foul line here, down by just 5. Foul shots may be a key in this ball game, but unfortunately, Duke misses both of the first 2 here. And he'll have just one more. So he earned a 3-point or a 3-shot situation with the foul, but so far hasn't been able to capitalize. And the third shot for Duke does rim in. So the senior has 4 for San Juan, and the Broncos back to within 4, 19-15. This is as close as they've been in a little while here. 5:30 to go in the first half, and there's Kyle Brown missing a layup. Trip Palmer was standing in his way. The Broncos pulled down the rebound, and now Jagger Neves saves the ball from going out of bounds. George McNaughton in the paint is fouled on the floor as he goes underneath the basket, and that will be the 3rd on Latimer Glover. So it looks like Tice Hill is going to come into the game for him. So Glover will come out after his 3rd foul in this first half. 5:21 still to go in the second quarter, and it's a 19-15 lead for the number 1 Kanab Cowboys. Here's a give and go from Brig Palmer to Trip Palmer, back to Brig. Brig could not make the shot. It's rebounded by Kanab. He was underneath the basket. Now Kyle Brown misses for Kanab, and that's rebounded by San Juan. And Jagger Neves has it top of the key for the Broncos. George McNaughton will go down under the basket, and Trip Palmer, a lot of physicality under there. Palmer fights through it to lay it up and in off the glass. And San Juan has pulled back to within 2, 19-17. And Kanab now work it back into the offensive end. And now through the paint, they're going to call an offensive foul off the ball here. Grady Anderson with the basketball, but this is going to be Tice Hill's first foul of the game. And Kanab's third in the second quarter. So that will turn it back over to San Juan, and the Broncos have a chance to tie here. We are not quite halfway through the second quarter. San Juan could take the lead with a 3 on this possession. Jagger Neves will walk it across the line. And here is Trip Palmer handing off to Jagger Neves, now left wing. A missed 3 for Cole Duke. And it's rebounded by Kanab. Brown runs it up for the Cowboys. Tries to go around the defense, scoop it up off the glass and in. He does finally penetrate and make one of those layups, so he's got the game high. Sorry, that's a team high 7. Trip Palmer has 8 for the Broncos, and that makes it a 4-point game. Here's George McNaughton getting open on the baseline left of the bucket. He'll outweight the defense and put it up and in off the glass for San Juan. And now it's Kanab with the basketball. Dribbling across the top of the key to the left wing. A 3 is good for Tice Hill. Man, these guys can shoot the 3. It's back up to a 5-point lead, 24-19. The Broncos may have to find a way to start pressuring on these long-range shots. 24-19 is the score. We will step aside for 30 seconds on this timeout. Kanab leads. San Juan trying to upset number 1 here at the 2A state quarterfinals at UVU. It's high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And we welcome you back to UVU as Cole Duke scores for San Juan. The 2A state quarterfinals here. The Broncos up against the Kanab Cowboys. And they pulled back to within 3 with that bucket from Duke. Here's a 3 on the way and drops it. Carson Visser as Kanab continues to shoot the lights out from long range here in this first half. My goodness. I'll get to the stats at halftime. Hopefully, we are going to be trying to work through some of our technical difficulties at halftime. And the teams are now wrestling on the floor here trying to get the rebound. That was quite a battle and a lot of tension down there as the referees separate those guys. It's going to be a jump ball. They let them play right there. And it will be, let's see whose basketball this will be. Coach Glazier believes it should be a Kanab basketball here. But no, it'll be San Juan. But unfortunately, well, it was stolen and then stolen right back as both teams trade steals, and now Cole Duke hits a 2. So the senior has 8, just like Trip Palmer. That's tied for the game high. Now we get a whistle, or they're going to set something to, I'm not sure. They must have made that a 2-point basket for Visser because 26-23 scores shows on the scoreboard. And that is not what I have. And they are checking it over here now. They may be checking for possession, for the possession arrow. Just making sure that's right. And it's 26-23, so I'm going to have to get in and correct that. That must have been a 2-point basket for Visser instead of a 3. So I take back my comment about them continuing to shoot the lights out from 3-point range. Both teams with 12 unofficial rebounds here in this first half, and it's a 3-point game, 26-23. Here's Kyle Brown with it for Kanab, but they throw it away on the far side. Tice Hill unable to gather up a pass right to him. And that'll be another turnover against the number 1 team in the state. That's 6 against Kanab in this first half. And if I haven't missed any, San Juan with just 2. Jagger Neves hands off to Cole Duke, left wing. He's at the top of the key now, gives to Trip Palmer. Palmer drives in, lost control of the ball. They're calling for a travel on the Kanab side. Both Palmer and Neves missing there. But I think there's going to be a foul here. This will be against Visser. So that second shot won't count. It was an offensive rebound for San Juan, another block shot for Kanab. But the foul against Visser is his second. And Jagger Neves at the line for San Juan hits the first of the 2, making it 26-24. So 2 points is the separation now, and Jagger Neves will try to make this a 1-point ball game. 1:55 left in the first half, and what has been a good first half. Neves misses the second shot, and it's rebounded by Kanab. So it remains 26-24. Kanab running in transition and a long-range pass from Kyle Brown, but the Bronco defense recovered in time. Now Brown will pull up from inside the arc, misses the jumper, rebounded by San Juan, and the Broncos could tie. They'll give to Trip Palmer, right of the bucket, scooped it up, but it wouldn't go. And now a whistle. We're going to get a foul against San Juan on the rebound play. It's going to be on George McNaughton. It was a defensive rebound for Kanab. And so Brown will walk it across for the Cowboys. Cole Duke defending him. They don't set a pick at the top, but they roll Castino across the top of the key. He takes a pass from Brown, went around the defense and scored as he went right to the bucket. Nice little play for Kanab. And the lead is 4 again for the Cowboys, 28-24. Here's Trip Palmer on the left wing for it for San Juan. Found a cutting Cole Duke. Went right by his defender. Lays it up and in, and the Broncos stay within 2, 28-26. Final 50 seconds of the opening half. Kanab could use half of that time, but they're quick shooters, so they're not going to, and draining the 3 is Tice Hill. Man, they have shot the 3 ball in this first half, and here comes Cole Duke pulling up from the free throw line, no good. That shot was very flat. Rebounded by Kanab, and the Broncos were able to steal it away. And we get a whistle here. Looks like this will be a foul against the Cowboys and on Carson Visser, his 3rd. No, that can't be. He's sitting on the bench. They must have said, yeah, they are calling the ref over because he signaled 23. But there is no 23 on the floor. It must have been 25. Yeah, Walker Baird, who was in the game for the first time, probably replacing Carson Visser. I would assume they are of similar stature. And let's see what is going to go on here. It should be shooting. The Broncos are in the bonus, I think, with that foul. Yes, they are. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Trip Palmer, they're saying 1 shot here, so San Juan's Trip Palmer must have missed the first. And 1 more shot forthcoming from the big senior. That one's good. So make it 31-27 after the 3-point basket and a foul shot bucket for the 2 teams. And now Kyle Brown will walk it across the line for the Cowboys. Again, working on the defensive Cole Duke. They set a pick, and Brown rolls right around it. Now they're going to rebound their own miss here. And it's going to be a foul on San Juan as Jagger Neves reached in there to try to get that ball. That'll be Neves' first in the game. Another offensive rebound for Kanab. And the Cowboys have the ball out of bounds on the baseline to the right. Now here's a 3 on the way from Hill. That one's off the mark. That's been rare. And it looks like on the rebound we get a foul against San Juan. That's going to be on George McNaughton. his second in the game, third for San Juan in the quarter. 3 seconds left in this first half, and it is a shooting foul as Trey Castino will go to the line for Kanab, but he misses the first. I don't know that. I believe this is the first foul shots in the game for Kanab. It is. And the second shot is on the way from Castino, and that one falls. So make it a 32-27 lead. The Broncos out of time. The shot was blocked at midcourt somehow by Kanab, as the Broncos missed the opportunity there. They did get their own rebound after that block, but San Juan trails the number 1 Kanab Cowboys by 5, 32-27 at the halftime break. We will step aside here from this state quarterfinal matchup at Utah Valley University. I'll see if I can get our troubles worked out. And until then, enjoy hearing from some of our sponsors. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And we welcome you back to Utah Valley University, the UCCU Center here in Orem, Utah, the site of our high school hoops matchup this afternoon, and also, of course, the 2A Utah Boys State Quarterfinals. And again, my apologies for the way the broadcast is going here. We are having some technical difficulties that we are not going to be able to get fixed, it looks like, before this game is done. So it's going to be something we'll have to work on when the game is finished. And hopefully by the time we tip it off tonight with the girls against Kanab, we'll have it fixed for you. But until then, we're struggling through it. I want to say thanks to David Boyle back in Monticello for helping me out on the studio side, running commercials for us and making that happen. Without his help, we would be roughing it pretty bad. Also, thanks to Caleb Carr for working through things for me, and we'll hopefully work together and get it fixed for you here in between games this afternoon. But for now, it is what it is, and we are at halftime in this first game of the day with the San Juan boys trying to upset the #1 Kanab Cowboys. We do have some first half stats for you. And we will take a look at some team shooting in that first half. First of all, we'll start with the total shots in the game. And for San Juan, the Broncos 10 of 29 for 35%. Kanab a little bit better, 12 of 27 for 44%. In the three-point game, and this is really the big story, they started right off the opening tip, did Kanab, shooting three-point baskets, and man, they shot 7 of 10 in the first half for 70% from beyond the arc. And so Kanab, a very impressive showing with the long-range shooting. We'll see if the Broncos defensively make any adjustments to try to bring that down a little bit here in the second half. If Kanab continues to shoot like they did from three-point range in the first half, it's going to be trouble for San Juan here in the third and fourth quarters. San Juan was 1 of 6 on the other side of the coin from three-point range for 17%. So that's another thing. The Broncos would love to see that number come up. From the free throw line in the first half, the Broncos had 10 opportunities. They were 6 of 10, 60%. Kanab was just 1 of 2 for 50%. In the individual scoring, let's see here. I'm having trouble finding it in this column that, here we go. It's way down the list here, I think. I want to say thanks to Brad James for passing us some stats, but man, his sheet's just loaded with numbers, and it's hard to find the columns sometime on here. But for Kanab, Kyle Brown and Tice Hill, both with 9 points apiece in that first half. Carson Visser with 8. Trey Castino with 6, and that's the 4 players who scored for Kanab in the first half. Cole Duke has a game-high 10 points for San Juan. Trip Palmer with 9. George McNaughton 4 in the first half, and both Jagger Neves and Brig Palmer with 2 each for San Juan. So that's your first half stats. And we will now head into the second half with the Broncos trailing Kanab 32-27. And it will be Cowboy basketball as we get underway. So a 5-point game. The Broncos going to try to reverse the trends here in this second half. San Juan coming out in a man-on-man defense here to start it. And Kanab going from left to right on your radio dial as Tice Hill knocks down a 3 to start the third quarter, exactly how they started the game, and it continues here as they're now up by 8, 35-27. I believe that's the largest lead of the game for Kanab as Jagger Neves misses a 3 out of the corner for San Juan. Kanab pulls down the board there. So the Cowboys going to try to stretch this lead here early in this second half. Brown hands off to Hill. He's in the midcourt paint, just drained a 3 again for Kanab. And for Hill, it was his 4th three-pointer in this game. Kanab has the basketball with 8 on the shot clock. Brown, a great shot in traffic, but missed it. San Juan gets the rebound. That's a break for the Broncos, who could try to cut into this Cowboy lead now. Neves left wing, gets it back now from Baylor Nielsen. Back to Baylor on the wing. Back to Neves, top of the key, now right side for Duke. Duke up top for Nielsen. Right wing again for Duke. He's wide open. He'll take the three and miss. They challenged him to shoot. George McNaughton under there misses a putback try as well. And so the Broncos can't cut into the lead. Here's a Tice Hill three, no. The rebound bounces free. San Juan ultimately gets it. And the Broncos run in transition. Jagger Neves in the paint, spins, and gets the shot high off the glass to fall. And it's rebounded by Kanab. Or sorry, not rebounded. The Broncos scored. And so San Juan pulls back to within 6 points, 35-29. Kanab with it in the offensive end. They'll lob it up, and that's an alley-oop for Kyle Brown, who snags it and drops it in. No dunk on the alley-oop, but he gets the roll off the rim. And it's an 8-point lead again, 37-29 for Kanab. Trip Palmer protecting the basketball. Now drives to the right of the paint. Spins and puts it off the glass and in. A good shot for Trip Palmer from the right side. San Juan stays within 6 here, 37-31. 5:15 to go in the third quarter. The Broncos battling the number 1 Kanab Cowboys here in the state quarterfinals. As Brown missed a layup try, it's rebounded by San Juan as Neves punched it away there. And now here's a shot up off the glass, no good for George McNaughton. Or sorry, that was good. He scores. And that makes it 37-33, so San Juan back to within 4, under 5 to go in this third quarter. Here's Brown, and his shot is absolutely rejected by a couple of Broncos, but San Juan travels in transition. That'll turn it back over, so that's tough. The Broncos got the block there, but unable to capitalize as they turn it over on the travel. So it's, in essence, Kanab gets the basketball back here in the offensive end and a fresh shot clock. Kyle Brown with it to the right of the free throw line. He'll hand off to Castino, but Baylor Nielsen did a good job staying with him, but now it goes on the left wing, and they'll kick it back for 3, and it's good for Castino. 40-33, the lead, 7 for Kanab. And here's George McNaughton, Cole Duke driving through the paint. Missed the shot. And San Juan gets their own rebound. Now Kanab battles for a rebound over here on the near side. It's going to go out of bounds as the Kanab player goes out of bounds as well. So Duke, that might have been McNaughton, who missed the first. Trip Palmer missed one. The Broncos had an offensive rebound. And now with this ball out of bounds on the sideline, I believe it's going to be San Juan ball here with 30 on the shot clock. No, they're going to put 35 up. So it is a new shot clock for San Juan. So the Broncos get a dead ball rebound here as well. And they've still got an opportunity to score here to make this a 5-point game again, or 4 with a 3. Jagger Neves out high in the midcourt paint from straight away. Now he needs help. Nobody on the right side for San Juan. Everybody overloaded left, and now Neves will go to that right side. He moved into the open space, took a pass from Duke, goes to the hole and lays it in off the glass, or puts it up and in off the glass. The Broncos back to within 5, but here is Easton Gilbert getting in on the action for Kanab as he hits a 3. That's his first 3 of the game, and make it 43-35 as the Cowboys back on top by 8. Man, there's just no slowing these guys' three-point shooting down. And we got a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside as well, and we'll return to Utah Valley University, where the Kanab Cowboys lead the San Juan Broncos 43-35 in the 2A state quarterfinals. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And we welcome you back to Utah Valley University as Cole Duke scores for San Juan again. He's up to 12 for the Broncos. He's the leading scorer for San Juan with that bucket. We do welcome you back to UVU for the high school state quarterfinals here, and there's another alley-oop to Brown, who scores to answer for Kanab. So it remains an 8-point game, 47-35 in favor of the Cowboys, down to 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Here's Cole Duke on the drive, but Brown holds him at bay. Now he spins away from Brown, and it's the 6-foot fade. Beautiful play by Duke single-handedly there. And the Broncos back to within 6. Cole Duke having a breakout game here for the San Juan Broncos. He's got 14 now. That's a game high. Falling down on the floor, losing his footing, is Easton Gilbert. That'll turn it over back to San Juan. 8 turnovers on Kanab now. And here comes Jagger Neves across the line for the Broncos with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Trip Palmer got a pass at the free throw line, goes to George McNaughton under the bucket. He took the time to dribble. That got him in trouble, but he's able to hand off to Neves, who hits the 4-footer, and San Juan wrestles their way back to within 4 points. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter here. Here's Easton Gilbert. I'm sorry, that's not Gilbert. That's Trey Castino with it. Castino around the back, goes around Brig Palmer. Now hands to Gilbert, and he drives the paint, misses the layup in traffic, rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos could make this a one-possession game here. As we roll into the final 90 seconds of the third quarter, there's a Jagger Neves runner that rolls up and in. He gets the roll off the front of the rim. And San Juan has rallied back to within 2 here. 45-43 for the Kanab Cowboys with 1:15 to go in the third. Here is Brown, got himself under the bucket, slings it back out high. And now Castino on the drive around Brig Palmer, slings it left side. And now here's Visser with it. Trying to go through traffic. He'll hand off to Brown. Brown will float it from the right side over Trip Palmer, and that one somehow fell. Kyle Brown up to 13 points on the day. And the Cowboys lead is 4 again. There is Jagger Neves fouled as he goes to the hole. He'll shoot 2. So Jagger Neves at the line for San Juan, trying to make this a one-possession game again, and I missed the man who the foul was on there, and there's no way to get that back once you miss the signal here in this arena. As Neves gets the nice roll on his first shot, so make it a 3-point game, 47-44. One more shot forthcoming for Neves. It is up and rims out. So that one was not a friendly roll for the Broncos senior as Kanab pulls down the defensive board. And with 35 seconds to go in the third quarter, they're going to try to add to this now 3-point lead. Here's a 3 on the way. That one rims off. We haven't said that a lot tonight, especially from Tice Hill. But it's rebounded by San Juan. So the Broncos now could tie with a 3. They could make it a 1-point game with a 2. And we are into the final few seconds of the third quarter. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds, in fact, to go. Here's Trip Palmer, left of the bucket in traffic. Spins and can't get the layup to go. And it will be rebounded by Kanab. A missed opportunity there for San Juan. And are we going to get a foul here at the buzzer? No, I don't think so. So a rebound for Kanab. All the Kanab people are pretty incensed that there should have been a foul as Tice Hill went up. But that is not going to be the case. The buzzer sounds, 3 quarters in the books, and we've got ourselves an exciting finish upcoming. It is 47-44 in favor of the defending state champion Kanab Cowboys as we head into the fourth quarter. We'll step aside and return in just a moment. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And we welcome you back to Utah Valley University, the UCCU Center, as we open the fourth quarter of this 2A state quarterfinal matchup between the number 9 San Juan Broncos and the number 1 Kanab Cowboys. Jagger Neves missing from three-point range to open the quarter, and the rebound out of bounds in favor of Kanab. And the Cowboys will walk it up now. Kyle Brown. Now he picks up steam, goes to the bucket, but he'll send it back up high for Carson Visser. Visser rises up, hands off to Castino. Castino drives left of the paint, misses the shot, but the rebound tapped right back to him. And then on the rebound, we get a foul on Latimer Glover to start this fourth quarter. So a couple misses right there from Castino. And then San Juan gets the dead ball rebound. The Broncos will work it in here. We are just underway in the fourth quarter. San Juan is in good position here against number 1 Kanab. They can tie it with a 3, but the Broncos' three-point shooting has not been strong today. That's not necessarily a huge part of their game plan, but George McNaught misses from close in here. Rebounded by Kanab. San Juan has missed a couple of close opportunities of late here. One at the end of the third quarter and one right here. Those would have been huge buckets, but alas, not to be for San Juan. So Kanab now has the opportunity. Here's a Castino 3, no. Rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos a nice long pass in transition. And as Trip Palmer goes up for the layup try under the bucket, it's stripped away from him and out of bounds. So San Juan will keep it from the baseline with 29 on the shot clock. Trip Palmer gets the pass and misses the 3. Kanab gets the rebound. And they'll send Brown all the way down court, but the Bronco defense retreats and gets there in time. So Brown will walk it back out to the midcourt paint. Hand off to Castino. Now Visser, left side for Hill. Hill surveys the scene, gives to Brown, top of the key. Now Visser, right wing, puts up the 3, nothing but net. Nothing but net for the big senior. And another 3 for the Kanab Cowboys. That is his third on the day. Coach Easton Nielsen is going to call a timeout with 5:52 to go in this ball game now, and the lead back up to 6 for Kanab. I tell you what, I don't know how you slow down long-range shooting like what we've seen today for Kanab. My goodness. It is the 2A Utah State quarterfinals. The San Juan Broncos trailing the number 1 Kanab Cowboys 50-44. Looking for the big upset, and a bit of a hill to climb here right now with under 6 to go in the game. High school hoops today on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Brought to you in part by Bradford Tire, specializing in fast service with fair prices and quality customer care. Also today, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power. Crowley Construction, dirt, roads, driveways, and more. They handle any job, big or small. Also today, Dependable Auto Repair. Count on their team of ASE certified technicians for all your auto service. And Diamond Designs, offering a wide variety of quality customized products. And a big thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. As it'll be San Juan basketball coming out of their timeout. 5:45 now to go in the game. San Juan trails Kanab 50-40 here in the state quarterfinals at UVU. This is my first time physically in this gym, and now unfortunately Cole Duke loses the basketball here. That will give it back to Kanab, and you can't afford that against this Kanab team right here. But the Broncos will try to defend. Cowboys have it set up, a three on the way from Hill. That one bounces off. That's a big break for San Juan, but Kanab gets their own rebound here. And another three on the way. Castino hitting this one. So that is a tough swing there for San Juan as they turn the ball over. Castino hits the three, and it's a 9-point lead for Kanab, 53-44 with 5:10 to go. We got another timeout on the floor here after that, this one by Kanab. So we will let you know that high school hoops today on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live, brought to you in part by Flights Gymnastics, a proud supporter of local sports and a great start for your kids. Also today, Four Corners Regional Care Center, a skilled and nursing rehab facility in a caring setting. Jones and DeMille Engineering, from infrastructure to quality of life, engineering the future of rural communities. And Napa Motor Parts, get up and go, with stores in Blanding and Monticello. Out of this timeout, San Juan basketball. 5:10 to go in the game, and a 53-44 lead now for Kanab, the defending champions, and number 1 ranked Cowboys as well. The Broncos have struggled from long range today. Kanab truly has not. It has been quite a show in the three-point shooting for Kanab. San Juan now almost has the ball stolen away on a lob pass, but it'll go out of bounds in favor of the Broncos. So they'll keep it here with 16 seconds on the shot clock. And Jagger Neves inbounding from the baseline left of the bucket. Cole Duke gets it, bounces it right side to Trip Palmer. Palmer to the baseline, puts it up, no good. Off the glass, but the Broncos get their own rebound. Here's Cole Duke on the dribble drive. Off the glass from the baseline, and that one falls. Cole Duke, a game-high 16 with that bucket. And the Broncos back to within 7, 4:20 to go in the game, though. And here's Castino trying to work it around Brig Palmer. They set a pick. He rolls around, but Brig did a great job staying with him. Now left wing. Boy, a Bronco defender did a flyby on Tice Hill. That was George McNaughton. Hill then drove into the paint, missed the runner. Rebounded by San Juan, but the Broncos unfortunately lose it out of bounds on the far sideline. So another turnover against San Juan here. A tough swing here in the last couple minutes, turnover-wise, for San Juan. And it'll be Kyle Brown working it across the line on Cole Duke. Brown almost fell down. He does go to his booty. Brig Palmer can't steal a pass. He almost stole it, but unable to get it. And now Kanab will run through traffic, and drawing a foul on the floor is Castino. And let's see. So that's Brig Palmer's foul. That's his first. And this comes with 3:43 to go in the game now. So time really starting to become a factor for the San Juan Broncos. As this one's lobbed in, and Latimer Glover has it out on the wing. Here is Kyle Brown for Kanab. He'll hand to Glover again, and now Castino gets it out of the midcourt paint. That green and white Wolverine out here at midcourt. Here is Visser handing to Brown, and now they're down to 13 on the shot clock. We're going to get a foul on Cole Duke as Brown tried to drive around him. So that'll be Duke's first, I believe, in the game. And that unfortunately gives Kanab a fresh shot clock with 3:20 to go in the game now, and the Cowboys up 53-46. So the Broncos have hung in this thing, but they have not been able to tie the game since I believe it was tied at 3-all very early on. They have been within 2, though, and they were close at the halftime break. Now there's a blocked shot, and the Broncos battling for the ball. They'll get the ball here. Running the floor is Cole Duke, but he missed the shot up off the glass. And now a Bronco player goes down. That player is Jagger Neves. Looks like he's going to be called for a foul. That's the case. San Juan got the block. They're 5th in the game, but let's see. It was a rebound for San Juan as well. And then I guess a defensive rebound off the miss down in San Juan's end. And here's Kanab bringing it across. And now time really starting to become a factor. 2:45 left. And the Broncos down 53-46. There's Brown missing a close-in shot. Up off the glass, and the ball goes out of bounds in favor of San Juan. And the Broncos will inbound the ball and run it up. Here's Jagger Neves. At the top of the key, goes left side to Cole Duke. Back up top for Neves. Now George McNaughton at the free throw line. Finds Trip Palmer under the bucket, and he's fouled as he goes up. So he will shoot 2. And that'll be on Castino. That's his second. And Trip Palmer at the line for San Juan again. That's 2 fouls on Kanab here in this fourth quarter, but it may not be a factor with only 2.5 to go. What is a factor is that Trip Palmer missed the foul shot here. So against this Kanab Cowboys, the Broncos were looking for their best game of the season. They had to play a nearly perfect game here, and they have not been able to do that. They've played well, but there have definitely been some areas the Broncos have struggled in today. Obviously, the pressure of the situation and the venue here. And Trip Palmer does make the second of the 2 foul shots, and that does pull San Juan to within 6. So they're still within reaching distance here, but this is where they have been for most of the game, right around here, 4 to 6 points down. And maybe up, at times it's stretched up to 9. I don't think that Kanab has had the 10-point lead in this game at all. It's always been a single-digit deficit, but they have just been able to keep San Juan at arm's length for this entire game. As we've got a timeout on the floor with 2:32 left now. And we will pause to tell you that high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live with the audio-only stream today is brought to you in part by San Juan Pharmacy, serving San Juan County and supporting local teams for decades. Also, Westcott Motors, San Juan County source for quality, affordable vehicles, westcott-motors.com. And Wyatt Holyoke for San Juan County Sheriff. Your family's safety is his first and constant mission. And we get set to get back to action here with 2.5 to go. Out of the timeout, San Juan is pressing, but Kanab easily gets around that. Castino dishes it off to Glover on his way through. And now the Broncos nearly steal it away from Visser, but unable to. Couple of passes down low, and now Hill will run it out to the midcourt paint again. Hands off to Brown, and obviously Kanab trying to use the time here. And the Broncos are going to ultimately foul. This will be Brig Palmer's second. And that comes with 2:09 to go, so that's 4 on San Juan. Any foul now will put Kanab at the line. And that may be what the Broncos have to do as Castino gets a cross-court pass from Glover. Now he'll back it out of the midcourt paint again, but right now Kanab could run it down to 90 seconds to go in the game. They're going to call an offensive foul here maybe on Kanab. Yeah, that's going to be on Castino. The Kanab folks didn't appreciate that. And that will be San Juan basketball. And here's Jagger Neves and Brig Palmer working it in. Neves at the top of the key, left side for Trip Palmer. He goes into the paint, pulls up, hits the 9-footer and a foul. That's a huge bucket for the Broncos senior. Castino commits his second foul in a row, which I believe is 4 on him, and Trip Palmer at the line could make this a three-point play. And if so, that would pull San Juan to within 3 points with 1:41 left in the game. Here is the shot from Tripp, and it goes. So it is a three-point play. He has 15, and it's suddenly 53-50. Here's Castino on the run for Kanab. Finds Glover, but he missed the layup on the reverse attempt, and San Juan rebounds it. And the Broncos could tie with a 3. If they calm it down, here is a 3, or they're going to say it's a 2, and Trip Palmer missed it. Rebounded by Kanab. Another tough miss right there for San Juan. Coach Glazier is going to call a timeout for Kanab with 1:14 to go. And San Juan has pulled back to within 3 again, 53-50. And what promises to be a wild one down the stretch here. And suddenly it looked like time was really starting to run out on San Juan, but now there's 1:14 left, and it's a one-possession game if the Broncos can find a way to make a three-point basket. That has been one of their major struggles today. They are just 1 of 9 from beyond the arc. Conversely, Kanab is 12 of 19 today from three-point range. My goodness. That has been the majority of their offense today, has been from long-range shooting. And I don't know what to say. When you got kids who are accurate from beyond the arc like Kanab has been today, it is tough to slow that down. And we're going to get the teams back out on the floor following this timeout. It'll be Kanab basketball in the offensive end with 28 on the shot clock and 1:14 on the game. Here's Visser with the basketball. George McNaughton defending him, but Visser just shows him his backside. And Kanab surely is going to be trying to use the entire time here. 15 on the shot clock now. Brown will drive through traffic, though, and he missed the layup. My goodness, and the Broncos in transition, but Trip Palmer was up underneath the basket and ends up throwing it away. And so Kanab has it back in the offensive end, and that was tough. They found Trip Palmer, but he was too far under the basket. And now we're going to get a timeout, I think, for San Juan here. I'm not sure that Coach Easton Nielsen might be thinking there's a player out here for Kanab who has 5 fouls. Okay, I think they're saying that there was a timeout called before what happened on the floor that Coach Nielsen is calling about. So, yeah, so a timeout was called. 38 seconds is what remains in the game. It's going to be Kanab basketball with 24 on the shot clock, so they can't run the time all the way out here. They will have to shoot or draw a foul. And so what is the Broncos' plan going to be is the question here. They obviously want to try to get the ball away, but cleanly from Kanab. And, of course, if the shot goes up, they want to have a rebound as well. That's the main key. So the team's coming back out on the floor out of this timeout. Again, 38 seconds is all that remains in the game. The Broncos down by 3 to Kanab. They have trailed for this entire game. But all that matters is what the score is when the clock reads triple zeros. And Kanab has it. Kyle Brown in the midcourt paint. He missed what should have been an easy layup just a moment ago. That was a key miss. We'll see if the Broncos can capitalize. They set a pick. Brown rolls around it. Kicks it back out high. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's a run and scoop it up. Unable to score was Easton Gilbert. It's rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos are going to call a timeout with 10.5 seconds to go. Baylor Nielsen is coming back into the game for San Juan, and he is their best long-range shooter. So my guess is he's going to factor into the plan somehow. The Broncos need a 3 to tie, or a bucket and a foul shot bucket. It's a crazy finish. It did look like Kanab was stretching a lead, but the Broncos have fought and stayed in this thing and find themselves in position to possibly send this thing to OT if they can hit a buzzer-beating 3 right here. And, of course, that's a big if, but that comes down to what the play is right here. You got to find a way to get a good look. You got to have one of these boys have some ice in the veins and hit the 3 when it's all on the line right here just to send it to overtime. And, man, a miracle 3-point bucket plus a foul would be unbelievable right here if they could pull something like that off. Now let's see what the play is going to be. Randall Black is in the game as well for San Juan, along with Baylor Nielsen, Jagger Neves, Cole Duke, and Trip Palmer. Cole Duke is the man who will inbound from the far sideline. Gets it into Jagger Neves. Down to 8 seconds to go. Neves finds Randall Black at the top of the key. He'll get it back. That play did not work. Neves throws it up at the buzzer, and it falls off the right side of the rim. And that is it. The game ends with a 53-50 final in favor of Kanab as the San Juan Broncos fall short here with a rally against the #1 Cowboys. Oh, man, what a finish that was. The Broncos were very close and gave it all they had, but fall just short here in the state quarterfinals. And a tough one for San Juan here as they lose it to the defending champions. We will step aside for a quick break, and we will return here in probably 90 seconds for some final stats, and we might get a chance to have a chat with Coach Easton Nielsen before this thing is all done as well. Stay with us. We'll return to Utah Valley University. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Welcome back to the UCCU Center at Utah Valley University in Orem. It is the High School Hoops postgame show now on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford welcoming you back here. And again, our apologies for the technicality of our broadcast today, the quality of it. It is a bit of a struggle today. We've got systems that haven't been working all game. We will try to get that fixed for you for our next broadcast, which is coming up in just a few hours here from the UCCU Center when the San Juan girls will take on the #1 Kanab Lady Cowboys. So we do welcome you in for the postgame show. We're going to take a look at some final game statistics for what was a tough 53-50 loss for the San Juan Broncos. Missing a 3 at the buzzer there. They did not get the look they wanted there. I think they wanted the shot for Randall Black, who was kind of the secret weapon off the bench right there, who hadn't had a lot of time in the game, but he's been known to make a key 3. They brought in Black and Baylor Nielsen, maybe to kind of throw some confusion into the mix. And it looked to me like they wanted to go to Jagger Neves and then Randall Black at the top of the key there, but the Kanab defense was savvy to that, and they were out high at the arc and defended that very well. So the Broncos didn't get the shot they wanted right there from Randall Black, and when that collapsed, Randall just handed the ball to Jagger Neves, and Neves was in traffic. He had 2 guys on him way out high and just tried to throw up the 3, and he did not miss it by much. It went off the right side of the rim, but it was not to be at the buzzer as the Broncos fall by 3 points to the Kanab Cowboys. I mean, San Juan can hold their head high, taking the #1 and defending state champion Kanab Cowboys to the wire like they did here today in the quarterfinals. And I dare say the Broncos, other than the teams that beat Kanab this year, are the team that played Kanab in the tightest games all season long. This one, of course, not an exception today. A great effort for San Juan today, but unfortunately they lose the ability to win the state championship with the loss here today. They will still be playing. They're still active. They're going to be taking on #5 Roland Hall tomorrow, just shy of 1 p.m. as they enter the 5th place bracket. So 2 wins in a row for San Juan these last 2 days, and they could come home 5th from this state tournament, but 1 more loss will be a true elimination and would end the season. So the Broncos will take on #5 Roland Hall, who got beat by #4 South Sevier 65-48 in the game that preceded ours. So Kanab advances to take on South Sevier in the state semifinals tomorrow evening. Let's take a look at some final game stats here, and I think mine are just as close as Brad James's. I'm going to stick with mine. They're a little bit easier to read. This is all unofficial, of course. You'll have to check Max Preps if you want some official stats once those are computed, maybe later tonight. But we'll take a look at some team shooting first, and for San Juan, they ended the day 20 of 47 for 43%. So not too bad. They actually outshot Kanab, who were 20 of 52 for 39%. But the real story today was Kanab's 3-point shooting, and I don't know what else to say other than it was astronomical. They were 67% from beyond the arc. They were 12 of 18. I had 12 of 19, so I must have one that was a 2-point shot that I ruled as a 3. So 67% or thereabouts. My figures say 63. So at any rate, it was very impressive shooting. We know they made 12 3-point buckets in this game. Tice Hill hit 4. Both Trey Castino and Carson Visser had 3 apiece, and 1 each for Kyle Brown and Easton Gilberg. Gilbert came off the bench and hit his late in the game. Well, the Broncos had some key misses down the stretch. They had 1 miss at the end of the first half that sticks out to me, that if they would have gotten that bucket, obviously it's hindsight, but losing by just 3, of course, the Broncos were not as strong as they would have liked to have been from the free throw line today either. 9 of 16 for 56%, so you factor that in as well, and I knew that would be a key. Making foul shots when you get those opportunities is huge in winning games. And the Broncos were a little cool from the foul line today. They had a lot more opportunities. In fact, Kanab did not shoot a single second half foul shot. And possibly the reason is they're taking so many shots from out beyond the arc. But at any rate, San Juan would have liked to have that percentage up. But again, this is all hindsight here after the game is done. But we'll take a look now at some other team stats that I've got here. I've got 8 turnovers for Kanab and 6 for San Juan. And that was not quite right, it looks like. Oh, it's funny. Brad James has 10 for Kanab and 9 for San Juan, so I must have missed a couple. Blocked shots, let's see what Mr. James has. He has 5 for San Juan and 4 for Kanab. I had 5 for the Broncos and 3 for Kanab, so I was pretty close on that. In the steals department, 4 for San Juan and 2 for Kanab. And I had that exactly. So those are the team stats for the game. Now we'll take a look at some individual scoring here before we close this thing out. And we'll start with Kanab. Kyle Brown led the way for the Cowboys with 13 points today. Both Tice Hill and Trey Castino finished with 12. Carson Visser 11. So 4 players for the Cowboys scoring in double digits today. A lot of that because they were shooting 3-point shots, and not only shooting them, but making them. Easton Gilbert had 5 points off the bench for Kanab, and that rounds out all the individual scoring for the Cowboys. And I did already mention the 3-point baskets for them, so we'll move on past that. San Juan had 3 players in double digits today, so they played a great team game as well. Cole Duke had 16 points, Trip Palmer 15, Jagger Neves 11, George McNaughton 6, and Brig Palmer finished the day with 2 points off the bench for San Juan. 3-point baskets. The Broncos did struggle from beyond the arc today. They were just 1 of 10. So the only man who made one today was Cole Duke, and that was earlier in the first half. So again, San Juan falls in a tough one here today. 53-50 to the defending state champion Kanab Cowboys, and will play in the 5th place semifinals tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be scheduled for a 12:50 tip. That's a weird time, but just before 1 o'clock tip, so that's going to be approximate tomorrow, and we'll be intending on starting the broadcast 30 minutes before that. But of course, we've got one more game tonight, as the San Juan girls are preparing to take on the #1 Kanab Lady Cowboys as well in a very tough matchup for the San Juan Lady Broncos. And so return with us for that one. That one is going to start on the broadcast tonight at 7 p.m. That game is scheduled to tip at 7:30. So that will be our next broadcast right here from the UCCU Center at Utah Valley University. My first game, first broadcast here from this arena, I got to say didn't go so well. Obviously, we've been struggling with the technical difficulties here today, so I don't necessarily consider this a very lucky place for me, I guess, at this point. But I think that's going to do it. I don't see any sign that Coach Easton Nielsen is going to wander out here and try to chat with me, it looks like, after the tough loss. I know they're probably spending a little time in the locker room maybe after this one. And the Broncos will have to reset and get ready to take on Roland Hall tomorrow, which will be another tough matchup for the San Juan Broncos in a team that is seeded above them. That'll be the number 5 seed entering this tournament, the Roland Hall Winged Lions. So that's on tap for the boys tomorrow, just shy of 1 p.m. As for us here this afternoon, that's going to do it on our first broadcast of the day. We do apologize. We don't have any better news to send back home for you. Tough loss for the San Juan Broncos here in the state quarterfinals. The girls are going to tip at 7:30. We'll be on the air again on Red Rock 92 with an audio-only stream on StreamUtah.Live starting around 7 p.m. So we hope you'll join us for that. Until then, Red Sifford saying so long from Utah Valley University. Have a great afternoon, high school sports fans, and we'll see you here just in a few hours.
High School Hoops is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Bradford Tire, Blue Mountain Foods, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Colleen K's, San Juan School District Adult Education, Lee Collision Repair and Restoration, Primary Residential Mortgage, Energy Fuels, Emory Telcom, Four Corners Homes, San Juan Pharmacy, Utah State University Blending, Creative Floors, San Juan Counseling, Holiday Construction, Red's Ace Hardware, San Juan Health, Northern Electric, Dependable Auto Repair, Precision Rehab, Red Mechanical, Flights Gymnastics, San Juan School District CTE Programs, Blue Mountain Hospital, Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage and Tailor-Made Monuments, San Juan Public Health, Crowley Construction, Jones and DeMille Engineering, San Juan Mortuary, Napa Motor Parts, Utah Navajo Health System, San Juan Credit Union, and Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.